Just wait a minute. See if I'm live. Yeah. Okay, so hey guys, welcome. I was gonna do this live stream. I had to do something today, which was a little bit upsetting. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to go about my personal life on here. I'm not that stupid, but yeah, just had to do something that was a little bit upsetting today. So I don't know if I wanted to talk about what the title says. If you want to do that, we can do. Just things happened here. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're keeping well. How's the weather in your part of the world? Start off with all the pleasantries and see from there. Itchy leg. Hey, Bart, how's it going, mate? I hope you're well. Hope you're well there. Yeah, I was going to talk about national service or returning in Britain today, but I had something personal going on, and yeah, just not sort of in the mood for chatting about this, but we can do. What is national service? Conscription, Liz. They're talking about conscription. If the Conservative government get in after the next general election, they're going to do conscription for 18-year-olds into the British forces. Do you think that's a good thing? Are we heading towards a war? Nice, mate. Do you know what? The weather here has been rainy. Yeah, conscription, military draft. No, not exactly a draft. It is a draft. You get picked. Hey, JP, how's it going, mate? Glad to see you here, my man. Hope you're well. A draft is where you get things. This is actually once you reach a certain age, you get put into the army. Hey, Spike, how's it going, mate? I hope you're all well. Yeah, so that's what they're plan to do if the Conservative government get in for the next general election. Should they is conscription a good thing or a bad thing, or is it they know where we're heading and we could be heading towards a war? Certain thing is for Europe is not really good. We had national conscription from Second World War. Up to the 1960s, then it stopped. As Vic says, I'm much in favour of universal conscription. Don't believe it has to be a military. Yeah, I mean, over here it was more of you're free to join the army, armed forces, or you're not. But with the situation as in Europe right now, it is not a good thing. If anybody's got any ideas about this, I'll put the link in if anybody wants to come up. And they can have a chat about this. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? That's what we're trying to figure out. Now, I know some people are all for it. Is it needed? Does it introduce certain life skills to people? You know, could this lead on to other European countries doing it now? Jews, Peace Corps, Red Cross, or the like, if they choose. That is an idea, but I think they're more talking about the defense of the country now with the situation in Ukraine and Russia saber rattling, and we're also saber rattling too. We can't keep on blaming Russia for stuff while we're doing it ourselves. So if anybody wants to talk about this, the link is there. Come up and we can talk about this. It'd be good to hear some perspectives about this. Is this the way the world's headed right now? You know, and where shall we go from here? Okay. Doesn't Israel do military? Yes, Israel does, but you got to remember, Israel's a very warlike country. You know, is surrounded by people who do not like Israel. So, and we have to remember that. So that's why that's why the conscription. I wouldn't call it a draft. A draft is different. I think a draft is different to conscription. Liz, this is once you reach the 18, you've got to do like 2 years service. Yeah, JP, they're talking about our next government after the next general election. They're saying if they get in, they're going to have people who are 18 automatically join the army. You've got to do like 2 years in the British Army. Send all politicians first. That one I do agree on. If you're going to do it, make sure that all the politicians do it first. Why should we have to send young men into battle if they're not politicians aren't going to do it? It's the politicians that make wars, not the soldiers. The soldiers are the ones that fight them. The politicians make them. That's why I see it. It's yeah. But wasn't like the draft where I mean, I'm not too sure about the US, but if anybody knows about how the US draft system works, you can come and enlighten me about it. Yeah, JP. Yeah, I don't think that's any very good, Nick. Vic. We'll start that one again. Yep, we need to learn how to use the systems. Yeah, we do. We should send women because, like a marriage, once it's all over, we only get half the stuff. And there's the man who's got the medals of that campaign. So, what do people think about this? Do you think it's a good idea that Britain does conscription? Obviously, I can't talk about the US, but I can talk about Britain. Or would you prefer to just to chew the shit and talk about something else? Easy way, I'm easy going today. I've just had to do something like I don't know. I had to do something in my personal life which I didn't really feel like doing, and feel a little bit down about it. They're buying an army. Yeah, there is that. I think you are being a little bit one on this one, Liz, and I'm not being rude. Is Russia saber rattling? Saber rattling because of the Ukraine. They're threatening to hit Britain first. They've been threatened to hit Britain and everything else. So that is why this Conservative government are doing this type of thing. It's true. Once you do have conscription, that's your army brought in. You can have over like 100,000 strong. Oh yeah, they've been threatening Britain since the start of this. Since the start, since because Britain was the first one to trade to bring over arms to Ukraine under Boris Johnson. He did say there'd be no boots on the ground, but then we find out British troops have been delivering the weapons. And there's lots of British people fighting in the Ukrainian army and in their foreign legions. And that is why there's my ear. Hold on. I'm getting bad tinnitus in my ear, and it's just really killing and hurting. Oh, so sore. Yeah, so that's why we're trying to bring this conscription in, because there could be possibility of heading towards a world war in Europe. But well, most world wars start in Europe, don't they? The Napoleonic Wars that started in Europe. World War One started in Europe. World War Two started in Europe, and it could be heading that again. If you need anything, the winning lottery tickets and a fast jet to a private island, Vic. That'll do me, mate. I'd love that for the minute. Just to sit, relax on a cold, even if it's a cold beach, just relax on the beach, a private beach with no one bothering me. I could really do that. That would sound so cool. Maybe a cold bottles. A few bottles of beer for myself. Maybe non-alcoholic beer. A couple of cold bottles of Coke. That'll do. Sounds good to me. Oh dear. So, yeah. So, how's everybody's Sunday? I hope everybody's well. I keep on saying this is the weirdest thing in life to do, is actually to chat to yourself while being on. I mean, it feels like you're talking to yourself, and that's the first sign of madness. Well, that's not true. The first sign of madness is when you answer yourself back. But, yeah, ow. Glorious. Yeah. Yeah. But no, that's one of the things. It's just weird how times have changed. We can end up chatting on here, and people are in the chat, and some people may come up, some people may don't. No, but it just seems very weird. It's very surreal. I could put this up again, see if there's anybody there. Or, all we could say is this whole thing being blown out of proportion in the Ukraine. Should we still be giving arms to Ukraine to defend themselves? Should we be arming ourselves? Or is modern politics totally to blame, and it's all one big mess, really? It's like 10 a.m. No, it's not, Liz. No, it's 9:15, 9:15 over here. That's what it is. So yeah. So did anybody watch the London live I done? Was that any good? Anything I could have done different? Anything more you'd want to have seen from London? Because I could always go back there. What else would you like to see? Yeah, that's very true, Liz. If a country is free, it should be best prepared. Also, yeah, but that is true. Would you like to see more castles instead of towns and cities, or would you like to see cathedrals or national landmarks? Also, more of the surrounding landscapes or through the hills and stuff like that. I could quite easily do that too. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Hey, Kane, hope you're doing well, my babe. Glad to see you here. My phone's. I'm switching my phone off. Hold on. Siri, power down. Yeah, I turned my phone off. So I hope you're well there. Hold on. Let's see this. Do this. No, wrong one. I should be used to doing this. I still find this very weird. There is people better than me at doing this, but I'm trying my best. British museums. I can do British museums. Oh no, you don't have to apologise at all. I know people come in and come out, and that's the way the story goes. Yeah, so I could do museums. What type of museums would you like? Would you like natural history? Science, military, exhibits, the Victoria and Albert Museum, but that means all going to London, you see, Liz, too. The British Museum. Would you like to see different towns? Would you like to see the different buildings and lands, how they're built? You like the Tudor style, black and white buildings, history, art, and any kind you got. Yeah, I could do that too, but it's all about money as well. You got to remember I'm doing this on a budget, so anything I can do, I'll gladly do. Anything free I can do, that'll be amazing. I may be able to go to like London once a month or a town and city. Okay. So, where else would you like? You've seen a bit of London. So, I'm trying to think. Would you like to see the historic dockyards in Portsmouth? I can do. If you'd like to see them, please tell me. Or would you like to see some of the cathedrals we've got here, so I can go into like Salisbury, Winchester, and places like that, and you can see the historical historical cathedrals. It should be all right. They should be quite easy to get into. Or I could go to Windsor, and you could get to see Windsor Castle. Places like that. Any suggestions? Any towns you'd really like to see? If I knew how to film from my phone, okay. Museum of Flight. See, I could do something like that too. I could go to oh god, what's it called? I know it. I've been there so many times I forget the name of it. I can go to Brooklands. Brooklands, there was a big massive aircraft factory. They made Wellington bombers over there. But in this before that, there was a Formula One racing track there. There still is part of the track there. It's surrounded with a industrial estate, and Mercedes own it too. So I can go to Brooklands, go into the Brooklands Museum. You get to see Concorde, and you get to see all the. If you like cars, you get to see the cars, and you get to see planes too. So I can go over there and do that. I'm not doing British food reviews, Liz. People do that all the time. If I was going to do that, I would have maybe do that later. It's one of my petty hates. Being a chef and watching somebody who's had no experience of catering go in and say, "Oh, look at this. This is wrong. This is rubbish." Nah, I just hate that. I would. I'd rather talk about more interesting things. You know, everybody. I mean, if you want to see British food, there's people who probably could do it so much better than me. And to be honest, I don't think there's much difference between British catering and American catering. To be quite honest with you, you know, you do stuff a little bit different over there. Maybe you add a bit more like different types of flavour to your meat, while we keep it more natural, just salt and pepper, and things like that. I think the food is interesting. Yeah, but Liz, you know, I'm really working on a budget here, and going to these places mean I put it to you now. A Subway sandwich over here is like £10 odd now. To do what they do, I'd need to take about 200, 300, 250 pounds, get to the place, travel, go and eat at this place, get things, because I've got to keep them coming back, because obviously the amount of food they eat, you're not going to eat in one day. I don't care anybody says. HP sauce is awesome at Oxo. Yeah, Oxo in the drink. If you just make the drink out of Oxo cubes, that is amazing. Just it just brings back memories of a childhood. You know, when you because my mum and dad couldn't afford a lot, and Oxo cubes were cheap, so I used to make a beef bouillon drink out of the Oxo cubes, and the cabbage water, and drop it in, and used to have that, and it just brings back memories of being a child. And yeah, so that's my thing with Oxo. HB sauce, well, you can never beat HB sauce, really. It's one of the best ones. I think it's better than A1 steak sauce, actually. I've tried that A1. I'm sure I have. Yeah, I prefer HB. HB sauce, bit of bacon, bit of bread, lovely, sorted, off you go. You know? Oh, okay. I remember one place where I worked, and we had to do a buffet, and me and the chef just got drunk, and we ended up doing it. And this waitress got so drunk that somebody goes to her, "Are you here to drink or to work?" She went, "Drink, cheers," and she was propping herself up against the wall. It was just so funny. And the manager it wasn't the manager, no, that was a waitress. The waitress supervisor just went, "Oh dear God," and just walked away. It is one of those things that happen. You know, that's why I do. That's one of the things I do miss in catering, is just Hey Nightwolf, sorry. Hey, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. It's just one of the things I'm missing catering, because you sometimes, if you work with a good group, you make good friends. I don't miss the hours. And I certainly don't miss the days when you work in like 12, 13-hour shifts and you don't see the light of day. Then you go back home and you finish about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Then you go and sit and have a beer. Then you go back and you go home for about 3 o'clock, and you've got to wake up before about 9:30 just to go to work again. I don't miss that. I don't miss the pressure they people put onto you. Yeah, I don't miss the pressure they put onto you. I mean, especially at Christmas, when you get the Christmas rush in, and you get tables of like say 16, a table of 20, a table of 3, a table of 4, and a table of 5, and a table of 2, coming in all in at the same time, expecting all food to be done as quick as and you get all the they tell you got to hurry up, you got to speed up, you got to speed up, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you're just pushing out food. It's not cooking. It's far from cooking. It's not. It's just churning out the food factory. Yeah, well, a black defense program. At least you got air conditioning in the kitchen. All you got is an extractor fan, and you've got constant heat or constant cold when you're walking into the fridge or freezer. There's hardly no windows in the kitchen. Some places. And some of the places there is, some are not. Depends what type of kitchen you work in. No, I haven't. Has Facebook Messenger gone down then? No, mine one's still on. Yeah. No, nothing wrong with my Facebook Messenger. It seems to be working fine for me. Yes, but when you're working all these hours and you're stuck in that, it's no good. It's no good at all. And then you get some lippy head chef who thinks himself Gordon Ramsay as well. Do you know what, Kane? I rarely use Facebook Messenger too now. I don't know what it is. It was just used to seem to be the rage at one point, didn't it? Everybody was using it, and now it's died off. You mean Gordon? Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is one of the best chefs in the world. But the way he comes across and portrays himself on American TV is absolute bollocks. No kitchen runs no Hell's Kitchen is absolute bollocks. No kitchen is like that anywhere in the world. And if it is like that, then the head chef needs a good kick up the arse. Nobody. I mean, you see, they're panicking. I don't know what they're doing, but they've only got like maybe 2 to 4 starters, and they can't even get 4 starters. Right. If you work in a kitchen, you've got 7 or 8 starters. Works enough. Wow. See, didn't see some, but. And that's got to play around with your mind and your sleep patterns too, because that would mess around with mine. Yeah, but like I say, Hell's Kitchen is not the way how real kitchens are run in any real life situation. It is not. That is just a made up crap rubbish TV show. And the chefs, they say they become head chefs of these places. They don't become head chefs of those places. They very rarely get the prize that they want. That they won, too. It's just a rubbish competition show. The same with MasterChef. In MasterChef, there was a person who won. Yeah, he was just a normal guy who won MasterChef. Went around this. He took over this pub, and he thinks himself a dog's bollocks, and he's not really that good of a chef, to be quite honest. My old head chef was 10 times better than him, and it was laughable. Yeah, I can see that too, Liz, but it's just not the way kitchens are run. It's not the way kitchens are run. It's like that bacon lady, Mary Berry. All right, Mary Berry. Mary Berry is an actual chef there, but she's more of like a journalist. She's studied in France at the Cordon Bleu School of Catering, and she's worked a number of several cooking related jobs. So she's basically earned her spurs in catering world. So now she's doing like journalists. So she's not like a chef who does like service. I don't know who Julia Child is. Who the bloody hell's Julia Child? Why are you throwing names at me? I don't know. Julia Child, okay. Right. I'm having a look at Julia Child now. Why would I know about Julia? She's a US chef, Liz. I mean, all right, I've done the job for a long while, but I don't know who is who. All right, we had a chef like her name was Fanny Craddock. She was like the mainstay of British catering, and she's a weird looking person too. Yeah. I'm not too sure if she was actually I'm trying to look at this person. Okay, so Fanny Craddock, yeah, she was like the British version of that Julia Child. So she was a mainstay of British TV. She apparently, I don't know what, I can't find out if she worked in. She started church. She worked at restaurants. She worked. Okay, then she became a. Maybe that's what I should do. Just write. Hold on. Married twice. Married. Huh. Yeah. But yeah, that was our version. Fanny Craddock. What a name to have, isn't it? Fanny Craddock. No, that's a bit tongue-tied now. So I'll put this up here again. If anybody wants to join, it's always good it's always better when you have somebody up here with you. Then you can have a bit of a chat and see what's going on. I didn't really want to be talking about catering. So if anybody wants to come up, there's the link. You can come up. Yeah, so I'm trying to think where to go for next month. If you would like, I mean, you all said like castles or villages or something. I go for some for another big one. I mean, there's some locals I can do, but for next big distance one, where would you like me to go? I could do the the historic dockyards at Portsmouth, where you get to see some of the old ships. You get to see HMS Victory. You get to see HMS Warrior. Let's not talk about Boeing because I don't know enough about the situation. So it doesn't. I'm not really bothered about Boeing, to be quite honest, Liz. You get so, or you could go. I can go to get the train to Winchester or Salisbury, so you can get to see the cathedrals. Or I can go back to London, and you can go to different parts of London. You will get to see Buckingham Palace and the Tower of London. You know, the choice is yours. I'm willing to go wherever you try. Wherever go, think you guys would like to see. You know, nothing's in. Yes, but I don't want to, Liz, and this is my channel. You know, I don't know enough about the subject to talk about Boeing. I know it's a bit of a mess at the moment, and there's one or two people died, and there's been a hell of a mess over there. The Tower of London's fascinating. See, I could do the Tower of London. Tower of London, I can do that. You know, or I can go and visit. Yeah, so yes. That is all I know about Liz, and like I say, I'm not talking about Boeing today. Sorry. Or I can go and visit like historic battlefields. I could go to Battle, which is near Hastings, and you can see where the Battle of Hastings was. I'm sure it was at Battle. Yeah, we could do that. But so I really am not good at this. I really am fucking shite. I'm terrible at this. I know I am. See, I'd love to see Gettysburg. I mean, God, that'd be so cool. Because it stretches for quite a bit. It's not just. It wasn't like a small place, is it? It stretches down wide, and there's a road going through it too. I'd like to see Little Round Top. I'd like to see the Stones. I'd like to see. Isn't there like a tower there too? It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting because I'd like to. If I was going to go to Gettysburg, I'd like to get a spirit box and see if it records anything. Also, I watched. I mean, I do like the American Civil War. I mean, it's a very interesting bit of history. But I'd like to go and see. I'd like to see if I can hear the cannons because he reportedly there's some videos on YouTube where you actually can hear the cannons firing. You know, my computer. Do you know what? Everything has gone wrong for me today, and I'm just tired of it at the moment. But yeah, I know. I just want to see Gettysburg. That's the main thing I would love to see. Oh, and Antietam. I'd like to see the battleground where Antietam was from. That'd be pretty cool. Because I don't think the battlegrounds have changed that much, have they? Especially at Gettysburg, there's lots of monuments. I'd like to go but I'd just like to see where most of the action happened. and just for pure historic value to it. And also, one of my hobbies is a supernatural. I'd love to go and check out the supernatural part of it. If you hear buzzing again, it's my computer. It's what happens is sometimes when it overheats, I've got a cool pad. Yeah. Um, Also, one day I'd like to travel to Culloden and see the battlefield of Culloden. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, but I'm not after tours for ghostlies. Just want to see just for pure historic value as well. If I want to see ghosts, I can go to ghosts anywhere in England, anywhere in Scotland, anywhere in Wales, and anywhere in Ireland. There's always like ghosts and tales and legends. Yeah, for the Culloden Field, it was very small actually. It's not like a big American thing. The Jacobite army on one side, the British army on the other, and Bonnie Prince Charlie riding off and leaving the Highlanders alone afterwards. So yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah, there's a lot of haunted places over here too. I mean, that castle I done my first one. There was a Bonnie Prince Charlie lives. Charlie, like Charles. Bonnie. His name was Charles Stewart, so they nicknamed Bonnie Prince Charlie because he was yeah. His cousin was on the throne with her husband, so it's just a big royal family fight. But I'd just like to see the battleground. I could go to Marston Moor. I could go to Edge Hill. I could go to the Battle of Alton. Going to Oxford, and there's plenty of battlefields around there too. There's plenty of Stone Age forts as well. But I just want to go to see. Yeah, the Highlanders, a lot of Scottish Highlanders. Basically, it was a war about religion. It was the Catholics and the Protestants because the British Parliament didn't want a Catholic king on the throne. They had to because he was already been part of the Church of England, so they wanted a Protestant. So they invited people to take the throne. They deposed the Stuarts. The Stuarts went over there. You had the old pretender and the young pretender. Bonnie Prince Charlie came over. It placed the standard on one of the beaches in Scotland, called the Highlanders to the gathering. Some of them refused. Some of them did turn up. Bonnie Prince Charlie ran round the cities, trying to drum up support. Glasgow laughed him out. He said he would come back to Glasgow and burn the city down for what they'd done to him. But fortunately, he met his. Unfortunately, the Jacobite army did get as far as Derby. They did invade England, and they got as far as Derby, and which made the king frightened. And he was gathering his forces in London. He was ready to escape the throne. And unfortunately, the Scottish didn't use any supply lines or anything like that. They got as far as Derby and they didn't have no supplies left, so they had to move back up. They moved back up. The British Army moved forward. They met them on the fields of Culloden. and the Highlanders got massacred. The British Army learnt a technique where they had to use their bayonets to the right of them to counteract the Highland charge. The Highlanders weren't peripheral. The Highland artillery wasn't that brilliant. The muskets of the Highlanders, they weren't that brilliant with the muskets. The only thing relied on was a charge. And they were already starving and weakened, and they charged the British Army, and they got massacred. First line of the British Army wilted, but they were met with force from the second line, and that was the last battle on British soil. Yeah, so but again, going to Culloden, I mean, that's travelling about 400 miles from where I am too. So they're really brave. I mean, all soldiers are brave. To face off in a battle like that, knowing you've got like thousands of men just wanting to charge at you straight away, then for you to stand there and wait for this charge to happen. It's bravery on both sides. And just you've just got to do your duty. You know? So, but you could be. Oh, I was trying to think. I'm stuttering now. So I could go around and visit haunted places too, and talk about haunted places as well. Not through the historical thing, but I could do that. Could go on ghost hunts. My mate knows a ghost group. I could do that. See if I can do that with them. Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't believe how true that is, M Corner. You wouldn't believe how true that is. I can't say the nickname that Celtic football fans and Rangers fans call people from Aberdeen. That would get me banned. But I could do like haunted places as well, because there's plenty of places like that around here. It's just trying to think of ways of making this channel grow, because I would like it to grow. I'd like it to pick up the hours. You know, the hours are coming slowly and surely, but I'd just like to pick a penguin. It's over here. I know. I'd just like to see what's happening. You know, pick up the hours for this channel, make it grow. You would enjoy haunted places. Okay, you mean everything's possibility. It's just like I say. I've got to find the ways of finding money. Food reviews would cost me so much money. I wouldn't do. Going to museums, I can do that too. I mean, that's not so bad, but it's getting which museums would you like, and it's getting the travel money there. I'm going to do villages. You have a look around near places where I live. Also, I can do traveling. I can travel down to different places as well and do there. So anything is possible. If you'd like to see that type of content. Also, I'm still going to do the crimes. I'm working on one at the moment. I've got to finish. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, so I'll be finishing this one up next week. No, yeah, this week coming or next week. So I'll be finishing that one up. It's about crime in London. So I'm going to finish that one, and we're going to look for some more to start on. And I'm going, like I say, branching out. I'm going to do more location lives I actually prefer doing those. Would you believe? I don't like doing this, being in front, being here talking to an empty screen. I like doing this because then I can go and walk and I can see different things, and it just seems so much easier to do if you could understand. Yes, but I'm not a big channel though. I'm not a big channel. They make millions, but I'm not. I've got to look at them. I've got to look at the money constraints of which I can do. I wish I had millions. Trust me. If I had millions, I don't think I'd be on YouTube. I'd be somewhere on the beach. It's finding the money to do things. You know, money's getting tough. Yeah, yeah. Big chunks had to start somewhere, Liz. But you know, to make it big, it is just you make it really big. You start in the like 1 or 5% chance of making it millions. Yeah, that's what I'd like. Spike. It's so much easier when you're walking around. I mean, I'm gonna get a gimbal which I hold as stabilization for the phone, so there won't be less juddering or shaking around when I do this. But it's so much easier because you're concentrating. You're not concentrating on staring at one screen. You're concentrating at looking. You're going, oh, look at that building over there. See that this was this, and see that building this was this. You know. That is what. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying not to. I'm not going to do is violate the terms of service. That's why I'm watching my language because I do like to swear. I'm a very sweary guy, but on here it is not so good. I'd like to treat this as I treat my business. You know, and yeah, I mean, when I'm yes, exactly, Spike. It is. It just gets harder because some people just don't like coming up and panel, and I get that. And talking to myself on here too is just a bit So I like that interaction. And when I'm outside, I'm just minding my own business. I'm minding people, having a look everywhere. You know, Mr. B, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I hope you're well. We're just having like a chat about live streaming and you know how sometimes this is more difficult doing it from your own home than a location live stream. Because, like Spike says, when I'm showing it's cool stuff. Yeah, I like doing that too. I staring at one screen, concentrating on the chat, looking it in. I could do that. Yeah, I really could do that. That'd be so cool. Yeah. Oh, I don't think it would work somehow there, Corner, but that would be pretty funny. I don't think I could do that, though. But that is a good thought. I'll keep that in the bank, mate. I'll keep that in the bank. Yeah, well, you've always got to try to be polite. When because these people are just working on themselves. You don't want to be rude. If they say don't film, you just shouldn't film. But I get you. Yeah, those white sort Americans. Yeah, with the 24 cameras. Well, they used to have the 24 cameras around their neck, and the hats and complain about everything. Would they really audit tourist spots? Jeez, oh. We're doing an audit. I mean, just go away, man. Just go. Have a look. It's there. It's there. What? How do you audit a tourist spot? Really? How do you do it? I don't understand how you would do. How you'd honestly audit a tourist spot. It's just weird. But I am going to keep that thing what M Corner said. I mean, that's something good to fall back on. I'll remember that to fall back on there. Let's see if security passes. Well, what about for an audit an army barracks? Would that do? I'll go into a barracks which is near me, and I'll say I'm here to do an audit and see what they say. Liz. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to watch Disney. Damn. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to watch Disney. Spike has. I think he may be Mr. B. I think that he may just stand out a little bit if there was walking around and seen a guy wearing a belly, powder puffs belly bag and do that. Liz, I know how to film. You stick the camera there and you say, "Hello, this is this." Before I go out anyway, you do know I do research this too. So if there's any place I don't know, I'll research this. I'll do a research. I'll look it up. Fortunately, being in the south of England, we get told about London. We used to get told about London quite a lot in history. No, oh dear. I think you're getting yourself confused there. That's not what I meant, Liz. That's not what I meant. Damn. How would people, or why would people want to audit a tourist site? You know, how could they do that? I don't know why they would do that. The the British Chili de Castro. Oh dear, Liz. Oh, okay, Liz. Yeah, well, you have a good night, and I'll speak to you soon then. Oh, I don't know. The British Chili de Castro. Yeah, definitely no. No, I don't think I'd be because I don't think you can be a constitutional law scholar over here. Sorry, we don't have a bona fide written constitution. But our constitution are written in laws and legislations. So there's no special paper with the British Constitution on it. So when people say it's unconstitutional about Britain, they need to know what is. Yeah, so I can't be a constitutional law scholar over here. Auditing Britain's finest parks. You know, that'd be a good idea. But some of these parks actually cost money to get into as well. It can be because they're under the oh God, what is it? It's a special firm that owns it. Hold on, let me have a look. Okay, so parks are owned by the then they got the national. Yeah, local authorities run the national parks, and then the National Trust and Forestry Commission run it. Sometimes these people do charge you to go into them as well. Oh, nice one, Mr. B. Hope it goes well for you, mate. You have good fun, mate, and I'll speak to you soon. And I'll say good night. Doing these going to may cost a bit of money too. And hey, how's it all going, mate? How's it all going? I hope you're well. Hope you're well. I want to try and put this on here again. If anybody wants to come up, you're very welcome to. You know, as Al can tell you, sometimes national trust places cost you money to get into. Everything costs money to get into over here nowadays. There's nothing free. Yes, some places are quite nice. You got, mind you, there is a place I can go to if I can get a drive down there. It's called the Duke of Wellington Park, which is just near Reading, which is a really nice place. Oh, you haven't been there in years. Yeah, I'm calling it. It's very much like that here now. You can't visit, and you need to have money to visit these national historical buildings, and it's all to do about keeping the upkeep, keeping them and stuff. Maybe cheaper ways of doing it. It's like people spend money to see Stonehenge. They paid like 15, 20 or 30 odd pound to go and see Stonehenge, and you can see it from the road. They are very expensive to maintain, but some of these places are run by very rich people too. Don't let that fool you. You know, these people are much better off than the likes of me. So, yeah. It's just ridiculous. Mind you, there was a place near me that was a National Trust house, and it was actually a really beautiful building, but unfortunately, a couple of years ago, it caught on fire and it was ruined the building. So they're trying to work ways of rebuilding it too. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, the fire totally destroyed the building there. And only the gardens available to see. Oh, it was beautiful. Hold on, let's see if I can get a picture of it and I'll put it up. Okay, so let me have a look at this. Hold on, let me do this screen share so you can get to see. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this one, but it got set on fire. So that's the Clarendon house there. So let's see if I can try and make this bigger. Hold on, I think I've gone the wrong one. I'll take that, remove that one. Stop screen. I'll get the other one there. No, that was private. Okay, so this is it properly there. You can see how big you can see how thing it is there. You can see it's got really nice grounds. Unfortunately, hold on, what have I done now? There, so oh, definitely that was the lovely gardens. It's still got the gardens, and I'll tell you what happened with the house. The house is said to be built on parts of profits of that illegal trade which happened up to the 1800s. And in 2015, there was an emergency, and the fire had around. Yeah, it was attended by 16 fire engines and more than 80 personnel to stop that fire. There is a restoration project. Yeah, so but I tell you, there's one place I would like to go to. I'm going to go to and do a live. If I can, I'm going to get it here. And it doesn't look much, but really it is. And there's loads of stuff about this place. Okay, so let me get this here. It's somebody's blog. So this is one I'm going to go to. Hold on, no thanks. If you can see the picture from there. Hold on, let me see if I can blow this screen up a bit. If you can see that, that's a really ancient fort, and I'm not going to say much because it'll give it all away. But that's in Caesar's camp. It's nothing to do with Julius Caesar. So pre-Roman corner. What happened is in historians in the 1600s had a habit of naming places that they didn't know named after Julius Caesar. So they started calling lots of places like Caesar's camp or this is where the thing, and the Romans were never there. Romans weren't at that point there. What this place is an old Iron Age fort. And they know that because they found traces of building material tools in the river beside it. So it was an old fort, and now it's an army training ground. But you can walk on it and you can see different stuff from it, which is pretty cool. That from the pre-Saxon corner, pre-Saxon, Iron Age. Think Iron Age, and even before that too. There's lots of beautiful bootlegging had to be brought into caves and washed ashore. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So being near the coast, you would have been. Yeah, I get you, mate. I get you, Al. Lots of people forgot about there was to do with paying tax duty onto alcohol and stuff like that. So they used to smuggle in through the tunnels. There was a smuggler's tunnel in the village where I grew up. There was a smuggler's tunnel leading from the church area to the. It was an inn at that time to the inn next door to the church. Yeah, so like I said, M Corner, that was an old Iron Age fort there, so that was pre-Saxon. So I'm going to go on there. It's a little bit of a hike, but it's actually quite nice when you get on top of it. I used to play games around there when we were younger, so it's quite a place. And there was lots of old army stuff. Like the army used to dump. Like there was. I remember one time almost falling into a pit of barbed wire that the army dumped there. There was this just big pit, and there was all this barbed wire, and I just almost fell into it. There's old army obstacle courses. There's army ranges. And there's also the other side of that place. The British Army built a replica of the Atlantic Wall, which is along the French coast for training. That is my village. I was originally bought in 1547. Oh, sweet. Would that been a Scottish or English fort? Because the English, if the English would have tried to invade Scotland, they would have tried to build some fortifications, wouldn't they? Minded, yeah. The army from World War yeah. The army from what? How did the bloody French get it? Oh yeah, I know how the French got it. Being part of the old alliance from Scotland. Stupid question. The army from this area, it had been from World War One. The Atlantic Wall was from World War Two, but that hill, if you looked out if you stood on top of it from World War One, you would see nothing but tents and barracks. There was in that place, World War One, there was just over 250,000 troops based there. The French like to grab everything, don't they? That's the French for you. Yeah, Al, I'm on Discord. Hold on. I'll go and get my channel's Discord. I've got my own personal one. If people message me, I had to get my own. Hold on. Double copied. Yeah, yeah. That's the name on Discord for my channel. Also, that area of what you've seen from Caesar's camp, US troops trained there, Canadian troops trained there, Australian, Newfoundland, Canadian. Most troops from the Commonwealth would have trained there at one point. It was the first British military camp to be built since the Roman town of Colchester. So that was thing. So I can show you a bit of the history from there. Also, it was the home for the Royal Flying Corps. Hey, Miss Thing, how you doing? How you doing, my babe? I hope you're well. We're just having a little chat about showing places where we're going to do some lives next and work out from there. And also that place, that Caesar's camp, is home to adders, so we may have a chance of seeing an adder. I hope I don't see an adder because they're quite vicious, those things. Even though the bite's not quite thing. I don't want to be bitten by a snake. Oh, it's Britain's only venomous snake. It's the bite's not so bad. So, but you just don't want to. They can be a bit nasty. They'll try to keep at you away, but if you go near them, they will attack. I've been attacked once, and I never got bitten. I managed to move out more. I moved myself quickly out of its way, but I have been attacked by a snake once. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do some lives from and then do some every once a month. Go to somewhere like I said, the historical dockyards in Portsmouth. Oh no, Miss Thing, they're not scary. They are just their bite will just leave you with a little nip. Obviously, you may need hospital treatment afterwards, but it's not a deadly venom. You will not die from an adder bite. It's very rare that you will do. Just that some of the areas that we'll be going into, having a look, there may be adders there, and you just have to be a little bit careful about it. But they're endangered species over here. But you'll recognise them anyway. They're like an olive green, and it's like a zigzag effect, or zigzag of black on the thing there. But they're generally harmless, and they won't do nothing to you. Yeah, but I'd really love to go to that historical dockyard. That'd be pretty cool. Then you can get to see the tall ships from the HMS Victory and thing like that. So, and you get to see the Mary Rose. And hold on. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you, Al. And you're welcome. Lots of aquatic things in the UK. Yeah, we are an island, but we don't have the boring. We have the boring species over here. The US has the more dangerous ones with the white sharks and stuff like that. We just get taupe and basking sharks and stuff like that. It's none of the deadly variety because our water's a bit more colder over here. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this again. Eels, conger eels. We do get a few conger eels. Okay, so hold on. Let me. Try this one now. That's my personal one. Try that. But they tend to be, the conger eels tend to be more up Scotland in the colder waters. Go to Scotland, it's the salmon fishing, and if you can go salmon fishing and the trout and stuff like that. But yes. Okay. See, hello, had friend. There you go. I wave back there, Al. But the only thing is, I actually hate water. I can't swim. Water scares the crap. Water and heights scare the crap out of me. So I try not to stay away from ships and stuff like that and planes. Which explains why I haven't been abroad much. Oh, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. When I travel, I usually travel by coach. But I tell you what I do love. When I go by coach, it's very tiring. It's either coach by train. Yeah, so I like going up to Scotland and you go through the Lake District. And Al could tell you if he's going down to England, he goes for almost the same type of route. And there's such beautiful scenery when you go past because all you see is just like rolling hills and green. It's amazing. Yes, it really is. There's no fun being on a mountain and just looking down. Why do people think this is fantastic? I don't understand. You look up, we go there and you go, oh, look, let's look down. No, don't look down. Never look down. My brother was in the army. Him and his friends, they climbed going up Ben Nevis. And as they were going up Ben Nevis, they had to Harrier jump jet fly underneath them. This thing, I swim like a brick. I swim straight down. That is me. Yeah, he said he was climbing up there. This is when I don't speak to him much now. So when he was climbing up here, him and his friends, this Harrier jump jet just went straight past them, and it was like, what the hell? No, no, I understand that, Miss Thing. I understand going up a mountain, because you're just standing at you're like at the top of the world, or you're top where you live, and you're just seeing this beautiful scenery. So I understand it's peaceful, but it's just not for me. I would worry about getting back down and how to get back down. Damn. Biplanes were pretty well known to crash. They were Some of the biplanes were horrible to fly. The engines were terrible. But a guy who knew did. I get. It's a bit like my granddad. During the war, he killed many Germans because he was a mechanic for the Luftwaffe. Travel across China at the highest. I believe that street in I believe that street in Scotland. I would honestly be cowering. I would be cowering where I couldn't see anything. Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for those big space lasers to come and hit me, mate. I believe it would be. I mean, yeah, I believe that would be an amazing experience to see. But I wouldn't find it amazing. I would honestly be I'd be honestly crying on the floor. That's how bad I am of heights. Yeah, and MCon, you probably give him therapy too. I'll have a look at that later, mate. Looks interesting. So cool. I would. I mean, I went on a big wheel once. Hey, Mikey, I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you're doing well. Honest to God, I went on a big wheel and I was actually praying to God. And I used to wear a crucifix, and I was actually holding the crucifix, praying to God. And I'm not really a religious guy, and I was honestly bricking myself on this big wheel, almost in tears as it got to the top and going down again. I'm going, no, 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 get me off of here. Why did I do it? I don't know. I tend to stay away from things of heights. It just hold on, hold on. I can imagine the waters. That is the same, Al. I can honestly imagine doing that too. I am no good with anything like that. Any other type of thing, I just, yeah, something really weird and different for me. I just do not like it. It is not for me. Definitely not for me. One time I seen Mr. Bean being filmed, and they were filming, and if you heard a person screaming, that would probably be me. And I was on those like things that go off the ground, and I was honestly crapping myself. I just no, I didn't like it, so I stopped. I just started screaming. I was with my partner at the time. It was just so funny. Then we watched the rest of Mr. Bean being filmed, so that was pretty cool. Got to see Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, If you're a big fan of Mr. Bean, the one I seen being filmed was when he was at the fairground, when he finds the baby and the baby's nappy's going everywhere. That was the one I was watching. That's the one I seen being filmed there. So I got to see him do that. I got to see Mr. Bean being played out for real. Street in Scotland, that's the one I'm on about. I see that's the one I was on about. It was the baby's nappy. He was going to do different fairgrounds rides. He founds a baby, and it does all these sorts of type of complications. And that was filmed at Southsea. Mr. Bean has a statue like Rocky. No, he doesn't, mate. It would be good. It should go up on one of the pillars. So we should be. I think it should go up on one of the pillars at Trafalgar Square. Mr. Bean for Trafalgar. Mr. Bean probably won. Does he have a statue? Mr. Bean statue? Oh my God. Mr. Bean statue, London. Holy smokes, there is a Mr. Bean statue in London. It's at Leicester Square. I never knew that. Yeah, it's at Leicester Square. All the times I've been to London, and I have never seen it. He's sitting on the bench. And there's also one. Hold on. This can't be right. I sculpted it. There is also a statue of Clifford the Big Red Dog in London. I've got to see this. Yep, there's a statue of Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's my next mission, Paul. Yeah, go round. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I get a picture up for you. Hold on. Okay, let me get a picture up. Okay. Let me get this up. I'm gotta see it to believe it. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me sort things out here. Okay. There you go. A statue of Clifford, the Big Red Dog. Hold on, let me knock this off. There. You can order. What are you doing? I'm just ordering this statue. You're not complying. I'm allowed to take a picture of you. So, the statue of Dennis and Menace. Yeah, well, that's because the statue was a tyrant. Actually, there is a statue of a tyrant in London. There is a statue of Oliver Cromwell, who's considered by many as a tyrant. But you can't get to the statue because that's in the house. That's in Westminster Abbey grounds. Oh yeah, well, Oliver Cromwell. I don't think you can order Oliver Cromwell. Nobody knows where his head is. Somebody's lost his head, so they don't know where that is. Yeah, so that's well out of the reach of the public. The Oliver Cromwell statue. Um, I tell you, was another place that would be cool if you would really like to see it. Okay, and I can get to it. Um, Hold on, let me get this. I can do this site if you're interested in seeing this site. If you can see that, that's a site where one of the signings of the Magna Carta was signed. Hold on, let me think. That was on the 20th. That was on the 15th of June, 2015. There's also, if you're into, get hold on, let me get this here. Okay. I can also go to this. It's also in the same place. Yeah, 12:15. This is a bit of England that's owned by the US, and that's a Runnymede Memorial to JFK. So I can go there too, if you're into seeing that. Hold on, let me see what it says. We get to the bottom. It's a 7-ton block of Portland stone which stands on a plinth inscribed with the words taken from President Kennedy's inaugural speech in 1961. And that piece of ground was given to the US. Yeah, it's part of the Constitution. I'm following my First Amendment. So as I enter that, I become American. I'm actually curious. Okay, so Archie, back a quick rundown of Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell was a Puritan, which means a hardcore Protestant. When Charles I tried to strike up the war with Scotland, he tried to claim taxes, tried to get money to build up an army. Parliament wouldn't allow him to build up the army, so he tried to dissolve Parliament. So the group of people, including Oliver Cromwell, opposed the king and sat there. He when the king tried to dissolve Parliament, Oliver Cromwell stood up and he basically said, "If you do this, we're in civil war." The king walked out, and there was a civil war. The Roundheads against the Cavaliers. There was 3 stages, and the last stage was where the king tried to get an army from Ireland, a Catholic army, as since England was a Protestant country. It was opposed. The king got tried for treason against England. I say England because even though the crowns were united, the parliaments weren't. So he tried against the thing. All of them signed the death warrant for the king. They chopped off his head. They tried to England and the rest of Scotland needed a person to sign the laws. Oliver Cromwell was put forward as Lord Protector. He became Lord Protector. Things did not get better. Since he was a Puritan, he was a hardliner. He banned many things. He banned the celebration of Christmas. He wasn't allowed no smoke. Something stupid like no tobacco smoking, no certain foods and stuff like that. He was supposedly a pretty cruel man, but he done some good things for England, but not for other people. He went to Ireland, created a lot of problems in Ireland. He hated Catholics, so he persecuted Catholics in Ireland there. When he came back, he later died. You'd think that there'd be something there, but he'd let his son take over. There was no progression. There's no progression from thing, and he left the title Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland to his son Richard. His son Richard was about as much use as a waterproof tea bag, and those murmurings to get rid of him. He scarpered. Then you get the restoration of the crown, and then inviting Charles II back. Charles II took a dislike to Oliver Cromwell, even though Oliver Cromwell died. He dug him up, then hung him. So he hung already dead Oliver Cromwell. He was buried. Then Oliver Cromwell's head supposed to have moved to other places. Then somebody's lost it, and we don't know where his head is. That's basic. 2 minutes of Oliver Cromwell. He was a hardliner, and he wasn't like a. And at the end, people started getting tired of the hardline Puritan laws. And if it wasn't for him, some of the Puritans wouldn't have moved from Plymouth Rock to the US. We sent you the dregs to the US. Puritans weren't well liked after the restoration of the crown. So they moved to Amsterdam or to America, then from Amsterdam to the US. And that's how you get religious intolerance in the US. So Quakers are part of the hardliner Protestant laws. So, okay, so some parts of the US was under the English Empire with Queen Elizabeth I, introducing settlements, but with James also introducing. It's all just a mixture of different royalties, and you've got to remember some of these settlements didn't last in the US too. You know. But we did send our religious nutters over to the US to live. So you can thank us for how religion works in America. Oh, sweet, mate. I'll look forward to that. So you can thank us for having on your US dollar bill from God We Trust. Well, Mikey, it works both ways. And don't forget, you've got giant space lasers now. So, swings and roundabouts. You know, we gave you religious nutters, you gave us passports, then you get giant space lasers. It's a perfect circle. Oh well, it's what one guy talks about. If you ask Mikey back arching Cerrone, he'll tell you about it. uh, Jewish space lasers, yeah. Why not? Why not? Jewish space lasers. Out there's a you must have heard of him, Mike Cerrone. He said one day that there's big space lasers and they're enough to destroy towns in space. There's enough energy for a big space laser to be a massive laser beam down to a town and destroy it. Mikey, I beg your forgiveness. Please, I'm sorry. I forgot you're from affluent Sicilians. I do apologize. Yep. He's also a pro. He's also expert in probing. He's Al. This is no kidding on. He's flashed himself on YouTube. Because somebody said show us your thing, so he done it. He's got caught picking his I don't know what he got caught picking one from his head, but he got caught picking that and eating it. He got caught sniffing the old he got caught sniffing his after scratching his little general. No, that's a bit too much. His little private. He also got caught picking his nose 5 times and eating it. And yet he's been in law enforcement. He's been an FBI agent. He's had a level 27 security level. He had 150 IQ. Oh, yep, he's a master at he's a master of judo. Yep. He has he's got a MasterCard black card. It's MasterCard. He just says it's a black card and it's MasterCard. He's 6'3", 240 pound. He can break collarbones. He can probe. yeah. He can probe anybody in this chat. But well, you get the picture out. You know who he is. Yeah, he is 6'3", mate. He is 6'3". He has all of our. Oh God, yes. Of course. He's got all of that. And he's had something to do with SEAL Team 6. Well, he's supposedly Italian too. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to disparage him. Say he isn't, but he killed Bin Laden. Well, if he had a high level security, he would have been privy to the conversations, wouldn't he? So these are all things that he says he's done. Oh God, I don't want to talk. Do you know what? I don't want to talk about him. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Hold on, Mikey. I'll put it in for you. Hold on, let me get my Discord. Okay. There's my Discord name. That's my own personal one. If anybody wants to add me, you're very welcome. Use this as was. He probably is. He's listening to us right now using his Batman computer to trace us. Oh yeah, he probably has. Who's Shadow? I don't know Shadow. So I don't know who he is. Oh well, that's nothing to do with me. Why Shadow? Ah, okay. Yeah. That's his code name. Al, do you remember Only Fools and Horses? Do you remember watching that when the Del Boy goes into the supermarket and he had the person robs the supermarket and becomes the dough? I was pretty clever. It sometimes does not translate over here. Safe word is carpets. You got to have a safe word. That'd be Mike C. Al gets a reference to that. That's definitely a Mike C. He's definitely that type of character. I'm the shat hat. No, you don't. Your mum lives around the corner there. I used to sell the shoes. Yeah, so oh god. You know, I just had a really I really wanted to I really wanted to talk about the subject of the title today. But I just had to do something which I didn't sorry. Oh, sorry. I just really had a pretty tough time. I had to do something which I didn't want to do today, but at the end of the day, it was the right thing to do. It just made me feel really like it made me feel like crap, to be honest, and it made me feel sad, and I didn't really want to do it, and it just really did upset me. But having a good laugh today, right now, at this minute, is yeah, it's cheer, it's good, you know, because like I said, I'm not going to about my personal life, but thank you guys, thank you for making me laugh about this. It's just, yeah, so thank you. Why am I thinking of cupcakes now? Definitely, mate. Thank you. Honestly, who throws a cupcake? Oh, dude. Mike and his mojo. It looked like a baby. Now, my mate, no, I could tell you a really funny story. I'm a big bloke. I make no bones about it. I've always been a biggish guy. So me and my mate went to the cinema and we went to watch. We went to watch like Austin Powers 2. Then you had the disgruntled Scottish guardsman, fat bastard. My mate turned around in the cinema, laughed at me. Then everybody else in the cinema turned around and laughed at me too. It was not a happy time for me. It looks like a baby. Oh look, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Yeah. I could honestly have punched my mate then. If it wasn't my best mate, I would have probably punched him. It was not a fun time. So hold on. Yeah, so it was just Look at my neck. It looks like a vagina. No. That's more Billy Connolly. Damn. Sorry, I farted. It's a long road ahead. It smells like cabbage and throw up. Al, if my aunt could hear me doing a Scottish accent, she would honestly beat the crap out of me. That she's one of the only few people in the world that absolutely terrifies me. My aunt is from the north of Glasgow. No, my aunt is Scots. She's from Glasgow. She's from the north side of the city. She's from the rough end of the city. One day after watching Braveheart, and this is God's honest truth, I just moved to Scotland. And we managed to get a pirate version of Braveheart. So we were sitting down watching it. At the end of the movie, when he shouted freedom, I know, Al, I remember you telling that. When he shouted freedom, my auntie jumped up. She said, "You fucking English bastard," and walked into the kitchen. As she was stomping off into the kitchen, I went, "But Auntie Len," and she went, "Oh, sorry, son, I forgot your family." And I went, "Ah, right. I was just about to get a knife from the kitchen to stab you." That's how hardline Scots my aunt is. She was going to stab her own nephew after watching Braveheart. But she's a lovely person. No, she really is a lovely person. She's an absolute diamond, and I love her to bits. But she scared me from that day on. She tells me off. Oh, wow, she really is. She's a lovely person. I'll when I message you the place where she comes from, and that's where my mum comes from too. You sort of can understand. She's my family, my mum's side, my mum and the brothers and sisters have had a hard life. They've lived in a really poor area of the city, so But she's absolute diamond, and she's absolutely lovely. She's a cool person. Apart from that day, she didn't seem very cool to me. Mel Gibson likes making movies that are so historically inaccurate that you may as well watch Star Wars after them. Like The Patriot, that's another good crap movie. Okay, that's cool. I think I've had family in Oklahoma. My family descended there. Yeah. The Passion. Apocalypto was one of his ones too. The only movie he did get right was that movie about Vietnam. When We Were Soldiers. That was the closest movie he's ever done to actually being a really truthful movie. I'd recommend that one. That's really close. But again, Hacksaw Ridge. He didn't do that one. That wasn't one of his movies. But they had the reason why they had to do Hacksaw Ridge in that type of way. I read this up. That if they mentioned everything that man did, people wouldn't believe it. So they had to make it that type of way. It's just really weird. They talked about stuff and they said, well, we wanted to add it in, but just it wouldn't seem believable for people. That Desmond Doss, that man went through hell with nothing, no firearm at all. And he saved how many people's lives? And he kept on going back into it. Yeah. I've got family in Australia, M Corner, and they didn't buy any Japanese stuff right up to the 80s. That's when they started buying Japanese stuff again because of what the Japanese done to the Commonwealth troops from Australia, New Zealand, and the US. If you want to know, unit 713 or 731. Also, look up the Grape of Nanking. They killed more people. This is honestly true. They killed more people than the Germans and the Russians did. They were at war with China before any of World War II started. They were using babies, and they were throwing them in the air, and they were throwing them in the air, and they were using their bayonets to get hold of them. I can't tell you which way were there, but they're using their bayonets on them. Babies. I got told by a person who was from Hong Kong. She lived through the war. If you did not bow to a Japanese soldier or an officer, they'll just chop your head off there and then. They weren't especially brutal. They were exceptionally brutal. They were disgusting men. They treated people, they treated prisoners, they treated women, they treated children like animals. And they didn't treat them like animals, no. They treated them like they were bugs, and they done some horrific things. And it's more so to the Chinese than anybody else. They hated the Chinese. It was so unbelievable what they done. If people don't believe me, just look it up. Have a see what they done. Google Unit 713 or 731 Japan. It can make you cry. Yeah, I'm not going to put that down, but the Nanking, there is a movie about it. There's definitely movies about it. There's definitely movies about how they oh god, there's a good movie. If oh god, it's a really good. Okay, so I need to find this Robert Carlyle movie. It's a Robert Carlyle's in it. Is no, not that one. I'm trying to find it. So sorry if I'm going silent. It's just I'm trying to find. Okay, if you want a good movie about Japanese thing, you go. I'll put this in. You can read up about it. I'll put this here. Watch this movie. It is a total true story. Right, find that movie. It is something. It's about a Scottish regiment and how they got imprisoned by the Japanese and what happened to them. And it gives their experiences and from their point of the war. The just were brutal, the brutal men. But the worst bit is, no Japanese person got brought on trial. Another good socks that Al, if you want a good movie, if you want a good movie to watch, so I'll tell you what this is about. Which regiment? It's about the Argyll and Southern Highlanders and their experiences of the war, of being captured by the Japanese in the war in Asia. It's got Robert Carlyle, Keith Sutherland. It's got Mark Strong. It's got James Cosmo. It's got a list of famous Scottish actors. It's a sad. It's a sad movie to see what those men had to go through. It's one of the thing movies. Anyway, guys, I'm going to shut down. Can I say just thanks for cheering me up a bit earlier? I needed a little cheering up today. M Corner, Al, Mikey, Miss Thing, Flaky. Anybody else I missed? Bart, JP Adventures. Oh, you know what? I'd like to, if you could get hold of them, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see those pictures, M Corner. I really would. But I'll have to say I'm going to shut this down the stream. It's been a pleasure having you in the chat. Thank you all. I hope we have a brilliant rest of the day. Al, I don't know what you got planned, mate, but I wish you all well, mate. I will definitely chat to you soon. You'll take care now. Yeah. You too. And thank you very much, guys. I'll say goodnight to you all. Thank you. Good night.